In terms of choosing a school for Bella, it was obviously a big decision. The advice was pretty clear to, if possible, send your child to mainstream school. Kind of other specialised schools are an option, but the advice was pretty clear to go mainstream.
After attending several workshops with DSV and with Belonging Matters, their view was that mainstream education was a much more preferable option for children with Down syndrome.
We sort of were really keen, even as a baby, for her, thinking that she could, join in and be a part of the general community.
When I first found out that Penny was going to be in my grade, it was an equal measure of excitement and fear. I had, kids on the spectrum and things like that, but never one with Down syndrome, so I was really excited, but I had no experience.
Honestly, the first kind of initial feelings were kind of trepidation and excitement. Having children with special needs in the class is something that I actually really enjoy having. Excited, but also a little bit scared.
I felt quite privileged and excited to have the opportunity to teach a kid with Down syndrome.
Everything from the very first day through to the first week, there's a lot of challenges in that first week. Really having teachers who are willing to embrace your child's condition and willing to help, and talking to them every day, and that was really helpful.
I think it was that first English online assessment when we had her by ourselves, and within 5 minutes we looked at each other's like,
What is going on here?
She wouldn't sit down, and she was trying to crawl under the table and climb over us, and everything was no.
Look, there was a few early challenges that presented themselves straight away with Isabel, just things like lining up, knowing that playtime is over and now it was time to... So transitions a lot from one activity to the other were extremely challenging.
So we were pedal to the metal after that. We're like, we need to read some stuff. We need to talk to mum. As much information as we could get at the moment was our key. And after a while, everything that we read, kind of we threw it out the window.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, because we found with Penny, she was such an individual, and we had to deal with the individual.
I took the time to create work that was of his interest. I differentiated learning tasks, hands-on experiences were key. Most importantly, he had drive to learn because he was interested in his learning.
What we did as a whole school, like the whole school helped out with encouraging her, looking out for her, bringing her to the line, and just the fact that we followed through and everything. We didn't give her leeway to continue play. She was 100% part of the class.
Cherie was fantastic.
Cherie at Down Syndrome Victoria, she came down and she was so open and she understood our fears and was already saying what a fantastic job we were doing. And that just really gave us...
Reinforced that we were doing the right things.
Gave us such a boost that, all right, we're doing the right thing, we're really pushing her, it was a good feeling that we were on the right track with Penny.
The most useful thing I think that we found was the communication, particularly between the teacher and the aide and myself. They're very approachable, really welcoming, really understanding of me as a parent's perspective.
In the first few weeks, I found the most useful thing was to establish a parent-teacher relationship. I do believe that was crucial because no one knows the student better than the parent, and I did this through a communication book. The parent would write to me if the student has had a bad night, if a behaviour had occurred in the morning, or even just learning any successes to praise the student. Also, establishing a relationship with the child was crucial, and I believe that's key to success.
So not as scary, and even now with her new teacher, it's been the same sort of thing. They seem quite frightened by what they don't know, what they're not aware of, but then once they've become aware and open up to the knowledge of Penny, they're not so frightened, and it's not as hard as they thought that it was going to be.
Penny was the one. We were a great team, and we've got a good teacher this year as well, fantastic teacher this year as well, but Penny does the work.
Yeah.
She puts in the work, she wants to learn, she's really hungry to learn. And even when you think that you might, maybe we'll stop there, she'll keep going, she'll want to learn. So she's the one that's
the
putting in
amount
the
of
work.
pride that she has when she
hilarious.
finishes something.
Yeah.
Miss V, look what I did. And I'm like, wonderful job.
Yeah.
And she just wants to be acknowledged that she's done a great job as well.